Hey guys, it's Bruce over here. We're going to spit out one more video on these Pace CB radios. What do you guys think? Are there Pace fans out there? I know this one is a fan favorite. 8193. I think this came in silver and or black. 3 meters, kind of gimmicky. They're kind of smaller meters, so I prefer the Cobra 2000 bigger meters. And I thought maybe you could put a clock in there, but the clock is part of the channel numbers, so yeah, that ain't gonna work. So let's talk about a few things here. Am I a Pace lover? I'm gonna have to say no. SBE, they make a couple cool sidebander radios, right? I'm gonna put them in the same boat. Not the best performance, not the worst, but when you gotta work on them, oh, look at that, just crammed in there, all kinds of stuff everywhere. So, one of the things about Pace, this radio's upside down, let's give you a look here. Yeah, this is the SideTalk 1000B, and you see the clarifier knob there? Well, it's got an indent right at 12 o'clock. Pace did that, some of the SBEs, a few of the GEs maybe. But, you know, I guess that's so you could park it at 12 and it always would be there. But for sideband tuning, that's not good, having a big indent. So what you got to do is take apart this potentiometer, and I'll show you guys. But first of all, these knobs are really tough to get off, you know. So what I do is I take a little piece of wooden popsicle stick here, you see that, and then I'll get my little pry screwdriver back here along with my hands, and so you don't mar the face with that screwdriver or anything, and that'll allow you to get that guy out. Okay, I'll show you how that looks here. Alright, so we pulled this guy out, and check this out. I don't know if I've seen this before, but you know, one of those knobs were on there so good. There's actually like a little spring in that slot there to keep the tension positive so they don't compress. Can you see that, guys? Let's see if I get some light in there. Yeah, you could probably see through there a little bit. Okay, so this is your typical potentiometer, nothing special they're using. But, yeah, you see this little notch right here? Yeah, that's to catch. Yeah, here it is. I think this one here is for the end stops, but this guy here, there's a little ball that will sit in there for the 12 o'clock, and that's how it knows where to rest. Well, you just have to open this guy up and actually snip that ball off. Here, I'll show you the results here. See those tabs? Let's see here. Those 4 tabs, you have to lift those tabs up, and then you'll be able to take this back off. Okay, this procedure, yeah, it looks a little scary, but what you're going to see is these potentiometers have a little slot there, right there. Let's see if we can get that in there. So that it knows when it's at the 12 o'clock, it will rest there. But for sideband tuning, you don't really want that. It's going to make it jerky at 12 o'clock where you're supposed to be. So I've opened this guy up by loosening these tabs. You see there's 4 tabs there? So you loosen them up and this will come off. Make sure you're at the 12 o'clock position when you started, and you see over here, there's that copper little ball. So this is not part of the actual potentiometer. No, it's just there to give an indent. So what I'm going to do is come in here with my snip snips. Let's see, I'm not sure if this is on camera, but hopefully. I'll snip right there. And then snip on the other side. Okay, that guy went flying. Alright, so this ain't going to touch anything anymore. It's not part of the circuit either. Now you can stick this guy back on there. Alright. Get those tabs back on there. Okay, so now you got rotation with no center. Nice and smooth back and forth. Just put that guy back in the hole. We're going to be good to go. Okay, did I catch it all on video? So this is for all you guys that have a clarifier that's got a 12 o'clock straight up indent. It's not cool for sideband, right? That's what you got to do. You can tell because of this little slot right there. Alright, we'll go over a couple of last things on this SBE that made it a little tricky. Maybe we'll do the, let's see, we already did the slider, right? Yeah, so we'll do the extra channels. We'll show you how the extra channels work. Alright, so we're going to show you guys the PLL mod of this Pace 1000. We're not going to do anything crazy because you heard me talk about this PLL. It's very sensitive to static. Yeah, you don't want these wires unterminated. And then even touching your solder iron to the wire unterminated can give it a zap because of the potential could be different. So always make sure you ground yourself out. You ground your solder tip out. You ground anything you're working. You don't wiggle your butt around, generate static. That's how sensitive these ones are. But we're only going to mess with one wire, the blue wire, and I'll show you that on the other side. It's very easy to get at. You don't have to dig down into here and try to get down in here because right then I'd say, turn around, run. No. So what I'm going to do is take over the PA switch. You know, right? We don't use the PA switch, so use that for the extras. But this PA switch is probably one of the more crazy ones. You're going to see 12 wires here, or 12 terminals. But really it's 4 sets of on-off. So, you see there? The pink. So what we have to do is take these wires off and then attach the ones that were in the forward position that was always for CB. So you see, like, let's make sure we're doing this right. CB is up, that is forward. So the pink and the gray need to be attached together and that blue wire is not needed. Now check out the next one. There's 2 reds attached to that. So make sure the 2 reds come off and it gets attached to the white. And the purple's not needed because that's for the PA. And the same thing over here. Yeah, the red and the yellow and the green's not needed. Then we're going to solder a couple wires up there to use as a switch for the PLL. So hold on, we'll make that happen. Yeah, that's a little kind of crazy there, but I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so that took a bit of work, but you can see here all the ones I needed to be connected permanently, so it's always in the CB mode and no more PA. You can see I've soldered together and I use these little heat shrinks. Makes it really nice, keeps the wires together, keeps it nice and tidy. So once I did that, I just added this wire here. It's actually 2 wires and you can kind of see it there, right? So when it's in the PA, it opens up, and that gives you the extra channels. When it's in the CB, it's just closed. So that wire is now going to run over here and over to the PLL chip. Actually, just the channel selector knob. So I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, up here you're going to see this is the 40 channels selector knob they put in, and at least this part's pretty straightforward. You can see they're actually labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So what we're going to do is manipulate that blue wire right here. So again, before you do anything, make sure you touch the ground, keep everything at the same potential, grab your snippers and touch them to ground. And I'm not even going to solder here. I'm just going to snip it right here, and then that wire that I've wired up over the PA switch, it's just going to go in between these right here. Alright, we'll show you that here in a second. Yeah, you don't want to see me cut the wire, do you? Okay, guys. Maybe I should have put a disclaimer in here, right? Educational purposes only. Again, don't monkey around with this PLL chip too much. You know, this isn't too bad. But I made sure that the switch was closed and solder iron was grounded. I put the switch side on first and the PLL on second, so I had a short to go to. So yeah, just play it easy on here, but at least they made it easy over here, right? Alright, so that's about ready for the pace. Now again, these SBE radios, these pace radios, getting a little long in the tooth, and they've always been plagued by these 1 microfarad caps in the audio chain. Cheap caps, and they just either short out or fade away to nothing. And check this out. Be aware if you change them. The black line is for positive, not negative. Yeah, you screw yourself up real easy right there. Alright, I think we're ready for the reveal. Next shot, we're going to show this guy hooked up with a frequency counter, ready to rock and roll. Alright, 73 is Bruce.